Hello, my name is Jake Reichbart, and today I'd like to invite you to a series of short guitar lessons on a wide range of topics that can help you improve your playing right away. Oftentimes these topics, to keep the videos short, the topics will come in parts 1, 2, 3, etc. Make sure to check the title, and if you are not on part number 1, find part number 1 and then view them in succession. Oftentimes there will also be a PDF available to accompany these lessons. Check the information below. And finally, if you do enjoy these free lessons, make sure to email me, jake.reichbart@gmail.com, to learn about my full-length video lessons that are available to purchase from me about mostly my solo guitar arrangements that you can see here on YouTube. I got a huge channel with many hundreds of great videos for you to enjoy. If you're not familiar with those, check those out. And here we go. In today's lesson, I will teach you how to invert anything on the guitar. And when I say anything, as opposed to a chord, I mean exactly that, because sometimes you'll have a chord as you think of a 1, 3, and 5 type chord. So it's a very structured kind of thing. Oftentimes you'll have a group of notes that by themselves don't spell a neatly structured chord. And we will learn how to invert those as well. And we'll talk about those later. But first of all, why do we want to invert on the guitar? Well, first of all, anything that we learn on the guitar is expanding our mind, so we want to do that. That's in general. More specifically speaking, if you have a chord voicing that you like, that works for you, and you were told that, hey, you can play 3 more voicings that will express the same flavor, why would you not want to use those, so that every time you play a tune, you'll have something else you can play and create more variety in your playing? The other reason is that since we invert a voicing, every time a different note will be on the top of the chord. And therefore, this is extremely useful for chord melodies, where if you have, let's say, 7 notes in a scale and you're inverting a 4-note chord, just by inverting that, you are covering 4 out of the 7 scale notes. So you have more than half of those. You have ready-to-go fingerings to cover any melody note that you might encounter in a melody. So in this first part of the lesson, I'd like to start simple with triads. And all the examples we're going to do in C. And we're going to start with this very simple triad that has C, E, and G. And on the guitar, we can invert in 2 different directions. We can invert horizontally and vertically because of the structure of the guitar. But whatever the case, the notes are going to be exactly identical. And here's what you got to do. This is right now, this principle that I'm going to give you is the most important thing that you can hear about this particular topic. And here's what you got to do. When you are inverting a chord, make a list on a piece of paper off to the side. Write the names of the notes in the chord in an ascending order and in a closed position. What I mean by that is that in this case, C, E, and G, that is the voicing that we're playing, and it happens to be also our list that you write out. C, E, and G. Nevertheless, here is an open voicing of C. The order in this particular voicing is C, G, and E. Your list, though, is still going to say C, E, and G. It is a list of the notes in an ascending order with the notes as close to each other as possible. Once you have this list, what you got to do is look at each note you're playing individual on each string and ask yourself the following question. What is the next note on my list that I can play on that string? Looking at the C, the answer is going to be E, because that's what's on your list that you just wrote out. Similarly here, this E, the question is on the D string, what is the next chord note on this string that you can play from your list? Answer, G. Here's your G. And to add now, that list, once you reach the top note, you return again to the bottom note. You cycle the notes, in other words. So what is the next chord note you can play on this G string from your list? Answer, C. Therefore, this inversion is your answer. That is your first inversion. The 3 in the bass, 5 and 1. So E, G, and C. Moving it once more. What is the next chord note from your list you can play on this string? G. What is the next chord note on this string you can play? Up from the G, answer C. And from the C, you move up to E. Now you have this chord right here. Do this once more and you will return to the position that you did here, but an octave higher. I mentioned also that you can invert the chords not only horizontally, but vertically. So this voicing will now look like this on strings 4, 3, and 2. Following the same process. And on the upper 3 strings, and just to be thorough, I'll do the same thing on the bottom 3 strings. Now, just one word. These are closed voicings. That is to say, the notes are as close to each other as possible without the ability to squeeze in any other additional chord note in between any 2 notes. There are many, many additional open voicings, such as this one, and we are going to address those in the next part.